Okay, I want to talk a little bit about cymbal technique because it's something I'm seeing drummers mess up with over and over again. Get a lot of people with cracked cymbals or breaking cymbals during a recording session, which is eating up studio time when there's no need for it. It's just down to poor technique. Every drummer knows that when you're coming in to hit a drum, a snare, or any of the toms, you come in with a nice down, fluid motion. It's all wrist and fingers. And that comes through, and that's fine. But if you hit a cymbal like that and you come straight down on the edge, you're putting a huge amount of stress on the edge of that cymbal, and that is going to bend, it's going to warp, and it's going to break. You don't hit cymbals like that, and that's why they're breaking. So if you hit your cymbals, you use a glancing blows technique. So instead of coming straight down off the cymbal like this, you come in an oval pattern. So you can go in across the top, and you glance off the top of the cymbal. That's why it's called the glancing blows technique. And you're hitting more around here, you're not hitting the edge there, and you're coming in, off, in, off. And you can do quite tight circles over and over again if you want to ride. I can't use a snare here because we didn't mic it up for this video, but if I do it with a tom, if you want to ride a cymbal, you can play without any problems. And there's no problem with that, and that's all just working in a tight circle instead of coming down. And the great thing about that tight circle is it will allow you can play a lot quicker, because instead of going down through a cymbal, and like a tom or a snare, it's not going to bounce back, it's not going to return, so you've got to drag your hand back up, fight the forces, and then throw it back down again. And there's a lot of weight there, and it's that whole thing slows you down, and it means that you're putting more force into your cymbals. Like that's a nice light playing thing, and you can play a lot quicker that way, and with the added bonus that you're not buying cymbals every 2 months. So just to reiterate, you're coming in, glancing blows, either left or right, whichever way you're playing. And anytime you come in straight, as if you're hitting the back. So you come with the shoulder of your stick on the bell, that's fine. But if you're going to crash it, you want to be in there with that glancing blows technique. And you do that, you're not going to have to buy cymbals all the time. I've cymbals here that are 15 years old. The other thing that can help, although some people like them, some people don't, I use these cymbal springs. These ones were made by Aquarium. I've had these a long time, and I use the wrong colours because the stuff I play, the quick math core, I don't like the way that the reds flop about a little bit too much for me. I like the cymbal to stay slightly more rigid, which allows me to play a little bit quicker and go around some of the faster stuff. But you can pick these up really cheap. I think you can import them from the States for about $8, and I think a lot of the UK shops have got them. The one thing I would say about these cymbal springs is they're neoprene. So if you do decide to move over to them instead of felts, and in all honesty, if you use glancing blows, you don't really need these. These are just a bit of extra insurance. What I do is, where the neoprene is, I cut down a felt, so it's a quarter of the size, and I put one on top and bottom. And I only do that to stop the neoprene squeaking against the top of the cymbal when you're recording, because you just get this weird squeaky noise. You put the felt in that, you're not going to get that on any recordings or picked up live. They're great little things to have as well. But main thing is that glancing blows technique. Get that down, get it into your practicing. Make sure when you're playing your sets and you're practicing for the studio that you're not ever coming down hard on the edge there, because that's where the cymbals are going to be going. The game over. Okay.